banana clips. That's what they called them, because just running around the parish jail in the dorm playing with bananas. During breakfast time in the parish jail, they often serve bananas or apples or oranges. This little dude, every time he got a banana on his tray, he'll hold the banana like this, like he was holding a pistol. And he'll run around the door talking about, I got that toe sweeper, because, because a banana is curved. And, the barrel, I guess, is what he was saying the banana was. And that when he busts his caps, it's like a toe sweeper. It's going to shoot you on your toe. And he'd be running up to dudes, be like, I'm going to bust your toe off with this toe sweeper. And he was running around nonchalantly. He was a little young dude, probably about 17, 18 years old. He was in on a Mickey Mouse charge, weak charges, first time drug offender, some burglary charge or something like that. But he was in the dorm with some convicts. That's the way it is sometimes in a parish jail. They try not to house everybody like that, but it's overcrowded. So people wind up in the same thing. Well, anyway, this little dude used to joke a lot. And they had this one dude who got put in the dorm, an old convict who was on parole violation. He had done like about 30, 35 years in prison already. And he was thinking to himself that he's going to go back to prison on a violation, have to back up his parole. Probably the last thing he wanted to do. So the old timer already had it on his mind that he was aggravated. He wasn't about no games. Well, the little dude was running around. He kept playing, and this old timer now, he's on the dorm. And all the other dudes that was on the pod and on the dorm, even though they had been to prison and everything, they kind of looked past the little dude. And they were like, we ain't going to give him too much of a hard time. He's just a little youngster, He wasn't causing no chaos, but everything was, ha-ha and kiki-keying, you know what I mean? He laughed about everything. Everything was a joke to him. But them dudes, they didn't care. They'd joke a little bit with him. But this old timer, now that he's in there, the little dude gets to breakfast and he got his bananas. Well, he don't just got his bananas, but he winds up getting somebody else's banana. Might trade it for something. He winds up with 2 bananas, and he's running around like Billy the Kid. He got bananas in each hand. He got them, he got them shoved down his in his pants. You know what I mean? And you can see the banana hanging out as if it's a handle of a pistol. An old pistolier, and he's running around acting like Billy the Kid or Jesse James, and he's drawing it out on people, and he's like, bam, bam. And some of the dudes might mess back with him. I seen another dude or two, pull a banana back out and say, I got you. And the dude's like, man, you got to draw quicker than that. I'm Billy the Kid. And he'd pull that banana out, plow, plow. And every once in a while, he was a jokester. He'd squeeze it, and the banana burst. He'd be like, oh, man, my gun busted in my hand. He'd fall on the ground laughing, And he was just the life of the party. I guess he was used to being life of the party on the street. Well, one morning, he gets his bananas, and he goes up to the old timer and he said, bye, old timer. And the old timer looks at him and says, say, youngster, quit playing with me. You heard me? And the little dude was like, oh, man, I'm just joking. Boom, boom, boom. He said, man, I'm telling you, you can quit playing with me. He said, you keep playing me behind them bananas, I'm going to shove one of them bananas up your rectum. That's what he said. Except he didn't use the word rectum. You know what he used, ASS. And the little dude was like, oh, man, you can't take a joke. And the old timer said, man, leave me alone. Anyway, days go on. Now the little dude gets another idea. He got the bananas. He went from being Billy the Kid to now he's acting like Rambo. So he got the bananas and he decided to make the orange a grenade. And he's rolling the orange down the tier. You know what I mean? It's like, grenade! Roll the orange all the way down the length of the tier. Orange passing up one bunk, one bunk, one bunk, one bunk. You know what I mean? Rolling. And then he goes, final! And acts like the orange is going to explode. And one time he jumped on the orange, and the orange did explode. And the dude grabbed him by his shirt. He said, man, quit that, man. That orange almost landed on my bed, man, when you did that. And then one of the dudes who was cool with him, somebody who was probably about 25, 30 years old, said, man, say, youngster, it's enough with the games, man. You're gonna cross the wrong dude. You've been good, for the last 3-4 weeks up in here. He said, but you're going to cross the wrong dude and it's going to turn out bad for you. Well, the little young dude wasn't paying attention. Kept playing. Like I said, now we got orange grenades, bananas. Playing like he's Rambo, Billy the Kid. Well, One day, man, the dorm was real quiet, and he just kept playing, nonstop playing. And that old timer told him to quit playing. One day, man, all you see, it was early in the morning, before breakfast. Breakfast ain't even got served yet. Nobody's really waking up. You know, in prison, people wake up slow in the morning, clean their face, brush their teeth, take a crap. This is before that, you know, people slowly getting up. You might have some of them dudes wake up and read their Bibles early in the morning. So you ain't had many people awake before child time. And all of a sudden, man, you just hear this dude scream, "Ah!" Then you just hear a muffle. Everybody kind of gets up. Everybody looks. And where the little youngster was sleeping, old timer had him. Old timer had his hand on his face and had him ripped. And then old timer had him on top, right? Old timer, and the dude was squirming like a worm. He was squirming. The dude was squirming. I'm looking. I said, man, this is crazy, man. They got the little youngster. And I'm a young dude too. Keep in mind, I'm probably about 19 years old. And I'm looking at the little dude, but I didn't play all them games. You know, I knew better. And the dude was squirming. And all of a sudden, he gets up and, you know, he had his boxers on, but his boxers fell all the way off when he jumped out the bed. Old timer let him get up. The dude ran to the back toilet area, and you could literally see squished banana and peelings hanging out of his butt. The old timer had literally shoved the banana up the dude's rectum. He kept playing, and see, that old timer told him, "Bro, quit playing behind these bananas." And so they started calling the dude banana clips. Old timer eventually got transferred to another dorm or something. The little dude stayed in the dorm, but he never played with bananas again. I mean, he literally had a banana shoved up his backside, and it squished. And man, everybody was telling him, and nobody respected him. He lost all respect because the old timer still stayed in the dorm with him, and dude didn't do nothing back to him. Banana booty. They used to make fun of him all the time. He wouldn't eat no more bananas neither. He ain't play with bananas. He ain't eat bananas. I don't know what happened to him, but I bet you today, banana clips is trying to separate himself far from that story. Unless he's up the road. They probably still call him banana clips, except like a punk name. But he got that banana shoved up his butt. Moral of the story, sometimes it ain't the right time to play. Sometimes you should take things serious. Everything ain't a joke. See, you laughing and joking, you know. He was a youngster. He didn't have a lot of time he was looking at. It was his first offense, second offense, whatever it was. He was going to get probation, maybe 1 or 2 years in jail. He's going to be back home. That old timer, he was on his last leg. He had a chance, and he was on a violation. He wasn't going back home. That was it for him. So he did what he did. As a convict, your word is bond. Old timer said, "You're going to quit playing with me. I'm going to shove that banana up your butt." He didn't quit playing, and he got a banana shoved up his butt. That's how prison could be sometimes. I'm not glad that these stories happened, but they do happen. All kind of bad stuff happens in the world. And in prison and in jail, even worse stuff can happen. That's why it's best to stay out of it. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't be like banana clips. Don't get yourself a stupid nickname. Stay home. Read a book. Until then, give me a like and subscribe to the Pen and the Shank. Let's get it.